Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. In my today's session, I'll be discussing about inflation and what is the impact of inflation on the global industries of Pakistan in year 2023. Inflation is the rate of increase in prices over a given period of time. Inflation is typically a broader horizon term, which is the overall increase in prices or decrease in the cost of living in a country. In my next slide, I'll be discussing about the differences between inflation and price rising. Inflation is because of the decrease in the value of money, while price rises are the increases in the price of the commodity. Price rise because there is an increase in demand and the increase in the price of that commodity. So we can say that price hike has been alarming concern lately, and it is not once to be taken lightly. As you can see in this picture as well, from edible oil to rice and daily essentials, every section of our daily livelihood had been suffering lately due to the price hike. What's even more concerning that the price hike itself is how are people reacting to it. And it is interesting to say that the reaction has been submissive in contrast to a staggering rise of prices of essential products. We can take the example of basic goods like milk. If you have small kids in your house. So the thing is that milk is mandatory for everyone, for every child. So even more concerning of the price hike itself, people can't be reluctant to buy it. It's mandatory for everyone to buy this commodity. There are certain things which we can't foresee. Even if the prices are very high, we have to buy by end of the day. So the overall reaction from the public is very much submissive. Even we can take the example of first past when fruit sellers like demanded for such a high price, even then people bought all the fruits for breaking the fast. So the current situation of Pakistan is that Pakistan inflation rate is on the rise and is expected to rise in the future as well. This is because of the number of factors, including the rising oil prices, devaluation of money, and increasing food and energy cost. Additionally, the rising cost of living is much more difficult to consumers to afford goods and services, which can lead to the decline for products and services. Let's have a detailed discussion that how the price hike has put on the financial constraints on every class of people irrespective of belonging to any strata. The additional cost of daily essential is creating a discrepancy against people income, and even though the price has increased, the income has not increased and it's remained same for most of the people. The wage rate, the minimum wage rate of Pakistan is also very low comparative to other countries. As a result, people must be forced to make this common decision of buying goods and services at higher prices. Now, I'll be discussing in details the industry-wise impact that how each and every industry is being violated by the inflation. The most affected sector is agriculture. As the food prices rises, farmers may find it more difficult to sell their products. Additionally, rising cost can make it more expensive for farmers to produce and transport their goods and services. As a result, many farmers may be forced to reduce their production or go out of business. From the business end, each and every person is being affected because of the price hike. Let's have a look on another industry, which is the service industry, which is rendering their goods and services for the general public. The service industry is also affected by inflation. So it is making more difficult for businesses to operate. For example, rising price of goods and services can make it more difficult for businesses to afford to provide services to the consumers at a good rate. Additionally, the rising cost of living is making more difficult for the consumers to afford services, which can lead to the decline. Inflation has also affected the real estate sector as it is making more difficult for people to afford to buy or rent a property, as majority of the people living over here as Pakistan has different culture. People are living from different backgrounds, so majority of the people are not having their shelters, not having their own houses. As prices for goods and services increase, so the cost associated with buying or renting property has also increased a lot. Additionally, the rising cost of living is making it more difficult for people to afford to pay for housing, which can lead to decline for the property. In short, I can say that inflation is having a devastating impact on each and every industry. Each and every industry is being affected and have become a victim of inflation. The rising inflation is also affecting the purchasing power of consumers. Earlier, people were having the buying power to buy anything irrespective of their need. But now the situation has arisen that people are not fulfilling their basic needs, which can lead to the decline in the demand for goods and services. Each and every sector, starting from the manufacturing, agriculture, service, real estate, stock market sectors, are particularly affected by inflation. It is the high time, I must say, that it is very important for the government to take steps to address inflation and create stable economic development policies so that they can support the growth of the industries. This is all from my side. Thank you so much. And I would really appreciate if you can like, comment, and subscribe my already uploaded video, and just put in the comment box that how inflation is affecting you and your family. Bye.